If you keep asking yourself, why me? Or if you keep feeling stuck or lost, you most likely are in a karmic loop. And it's written in your chart. Your South Node holds the blueprint of your past life. Until you actually work on it and release them, you'll just keep repeating the same cycle. It will be the same story, but with different people, different jobs, different experiences. This video is going to show you how to identify that pattern and ultimately to release that pattern. Welcome back. I'm Katerina, and this space is for women who are ready to walk into the fire and come out the other side. This is your shadow wealth portal. I help them to heal their subconscious, rise into their wealth, their magnetism, their power, and walk into their soul aligned financial abundance. Today, we're going to talk about the South Node and your karmic loops. This energy controls your relationship with wealth, with power, with purpose. If you're ready to break this pattern, then this video is for you. And if you are already on this journey and you're ready for a deeply personalized blueprint to your wealth rebirth, then I welcome you to the Dark Feminine Wealth Code. It is a complete wealth blueprint. It is completely personalized to your chart. That is how I am sitting here today talking to you. It really showed me my karmic loops, showed me my path, showed me my purpose, and showed me the way to literally have the ultimate death and rebirth. It is open now, and if it calls you, then it is linked below. I also have my 5-day free shadow wealth portal that is a soft opening into this shadow world. Your South Node in astrology is like a portal to your past life. It reveals kind of what you used to do in your past life that now feels like your comfort zone. It feels like your safety net. Your North Node is your destiny. It's where you are meant to go, but your South Node keeps you safe. It keeps you stuck in that same pattern, which to modern day we call comfort zone. It may always feel familiar, but it is not fulfilling because it is not your destiny. So if you feel like you keep working in the same places, but they really doesn't matter if the people are different, the job is different, every time you walk into your job, you just feel undervalued. You might be dealing with people you work with who are negative. You might be dealing with a boss who always underpays you or always makes you stay in late or whatever that may be. There's always like this thing, that this pattern when it comes to work, and it always stems from a place of like you feeling undervalued. Or if you keep ending up in relationships where maybe your needs disappear, maybe you give and then they leave, and then you're back to square one and being like, oh, I wish I didn't give my all to that person. Or it may be your finances. It may feel like you are constantly in a mode of scarcity. Maybe you have money and then the money runs out and you feel that fear again, and then you don't know when it will come back. Even though you might get paid every month, you feel like this feeling within you is that you never have enough. It's likely that you might be caught in a South Node pattern, and I am here to help you step out of that. It's like your soul's unfinished business. It's calling you to heal that. Like I said before, the South Node is almost your soul's comfort zone. It's where you feel safe. It may feel like there's least resistance there, but also it feels like there's no transformation. It might feel like you're just okay, like there's no fulfillment there. You feel like you might be meant for more. Maybe you're in a relationship and you stayed in that relationship for too long. I've been there, literally. Maybe you really felt this urge to apply for a different job, apply for a new job, but you just kept on dumbing it down because this job is safe. This job has the money, it may have insurance, like it feels good, it's safe, but you know that this isn't what you want to do. You know that you're feeling called to something else. That is your north node, and your south node is the one that's like, yeah, but it feels safe. It feels good. This is a good thing. Like, I've got money, I've got a house to pay for, those things where it just feels safe, but it's lacking fulfillment. Maybe you want to build wealth, but you block receiving. Maybe there's this energy around you not feeling safe within receiving from others. These could be karmic signatures, and when you're ready to kind of step out of those, that's when you walk into your north node, and that is your destiny, that is your path, that is your purpose. That is your soul's path to abundance. It is uniquely yours. So right now, the South Node is transiting Virgo and the North Node is transiting Pisces. That is the transit chart, not your natal chart. So that means wherever Virgo is in your chart, your South Node is addressing this. Like, it's like release those patterns there. And the North Node is obviously transiting Pisces. So wherever Pisces is, that's where your intuition is being called in. This is where you're leading towards. So where Pisces is asking you to soften, to surrender, to kind of lead more into your intuitive path. And where Virgo is, it's calling you, it's literally screaming at you to release the need for control, for perfectionism in whatever that area is, and to release it, to let it go, to step into this world of surrendering to the unknown so you can lead in your intuitive path. So, if you're experiencing burnout or comparison or anything that feels like you feel like you need to control that situation, that is your call to let it go, to lead into more of your spiritual side, to surrender that need for control. If that comes like quite big, like the noise in your head or the patterns that are coming around you just like seem to be evolving, and like maybe people are leaving you, or maybe like you've lost your job, or maybe you feel like you just have this real deep calling for something and you just don't know why, but it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This is why. So if you want a full video on the current South Node and North Node transits, and I got you, just let me know in the comments and I will film that for you. I know from reading my own chart and my transit charts, I know why things are happening in my life right now, because those transits are happening. But if you didn't know, and then you look at your chart and you're like, oh, that might be why. This is why I'm a big advocate for shadow work, and I genuinely think it is the path for everyone to do. Specifically astrology based shadow work is because it genuinely is calling the things to light. It is telling you no longer are we putting these things down, no longer are we pushing these feelings in deep into us. We are bringing them to a light and we are healing them. And on that note, I wasn't gonna go on this subject, but when you're healing something, that doesn't mean it disappears. It means you've got it there. You've got it right next to you, and you're like, yeah, I've worked on this. Someone will always trigger that. Someone will always make you feel something about the things that you've healed, but you no longer live in the same path as your old self, your unhealed self. If you feel like you're suddenly going to wake up one day and be a healed version of you, that doesn't exist. But what does exist is you walking with your wounds. You know the reason you did that is because of this core wound. And once you know that core wound, you are less likely to act from a place of wounded. You are acting from a place of healed. And that is the path of shadow work. It's like saying to yourself, why do you control situations? as an adult, well, maybe it's because I was brought up in a world of chaos and I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen in my life. So, manifested, so as an adult, it manifested into you needing to control the situation. But once you know that's the reason why you do those things. Sorry, I've got such an itchy lip. So once you know that is why you control the situation, you are less likely to control the situation, which means you are more likely to surrender. It's understanding the core wound of those patterns so that that is how the pattern breaks. And sometimes once you just uncover that core wound, the pattern naturally breaks because there's a light in it now. So let's go through some south nodes in some houses. So south node in seventh house is my placement, and it's literally telling you to stop people pleasing. It depends on what the sign is in that house, but regardless, it's just telling you to stop people pleasing. It's telling you to stop looking for external validation. Maybe you were in the limelight in your past life. Maybe you were constantly doing things for others but in a way that like made you feel good, so you are kind of almost like you're addicted to that. It's your comfort zone. So you stepping out of that, you stepping into your sovereign, you stepping into validating yourself. And trust me, that is so hard to do, especially when you're so used to being validated from someone else or something. But the trick that I learned with myself is when I've done something, I feel the need to tell someone. And I sit with myself and I'm like, why do I need to tell someone right now? And if it's because of excitement, that's fine. But if it's because I don't feel like it's worthy until I've told someone, or if I don't feel like my reaction is good enough, I don't tell anyone. I keep it secret. I literally let it be in my heart and in my soul. And that eventually comes to a place where I self validate. So you don't need permission to be who you are. You don't need um, external validation in order to be on this path. If your south node is in second house, you may cling to jobs that feel safe. They might be secure for you, and that feels safe, so you don't want to leave that. But the north node is literally asking you to step into your sovereign, step into your power, and know your worth, and act on that. Once you do that, that's when like the new levels of wealth creation can come to fruition. If it's in the sixth house, it's most likely to do with productivity and your daily routine. So, again, you most likely are overworking, or you feel like you overgive. Maybe your comfortability is the fact that you feel like you're of service to someone. And your healing in that is just to know that you should measure your worth, measure your life on how you feel, the embodiment of how you feel, your being rather than your doing. That's your kind of north node, is like telling you to surrender into the path of just feeling how you feel in your daily life, the embodiment of that, and less on what you're doing. So, the key here is you cannot walk into your next chapter of life. You cannot walk into this rebirth having attachments to your old identity. And I know that's sometimes hard, especially when I was kind of looking into this path, and not necessarily astrological based, but more just watching people talk about a rebrand. Or like, you know, you need to create a new identity and things. I remember this was popular a couple of years ago, and I feel like when people would say that, I would be like, but what do you exactly mean? Like, I need the details. What are you talking about? And I realized what they meant, or from me, what I took away from it, especially alongside my astrology, is realizing there are patterns that I repeat, and those are the ones that I need to let die, right? So it's not so much as in a physical habit, maybe it might just be a mindset. I need to walk in my sovereign and stop depending on others. That is a pattern, right? So you need to let go of your dependence and walk in your sovereign. Um, Whereas, for instance, if your south node is in the first house and your north node in the seventh house, you could be so hyper independent that you relying on others feels so uncomfortable. Like you seeking others for support feels so uncomfortable, but that's where your path is. That's where your destiny is. It could be that you're meant to collaborate with someone and that will bring you abundance, but you're so scared because you feel like you can do everything alone. It's almost like you feel like you'll lose your identity if you ask for other people's help, or if you ask to work with other people. If this has changed, I am so sorry. I just recorded the last like 10 minutes of this video and my mic ran out, so I had to switch it. And I also don't know what part I finished filming. If you hear noises outside, I am so sorry. I have no idea what's happening outside of this studio, but we're going to carry on with it. Virgo South Node is really testing me right now because I want to, like, this is like controlling the situation. This is a great example. This is why it's happening. The universe is saying, like, lead by example. I would have started from the beginning. I would have cut this whole video and started from the beginning and waited for this noise to stop. But first of all, you might not be able to hear it. Second of all, you've got to put stuff out that's not perfect. Like, you've got to lead from surrendering and just letting it go. Maybe by doing this and not starting again, something great happens. You never know. So that's a tangent, but I just wanted to say that quickly. But if your south node is in the first house, you probably are hyper independent, which means it's really hard for you to ask for help, to support from with support from others. But that is where your path is. Like, your path is literally collaboration, connections, and you are scared to kind of move into that. I think the thing I've learned from my placements is the more I kind of surrendered into it, and the more especially I focused on spirituality and learning and my own kind of understanding of things, the more the other side of my life just started to evolve. I really genuinely stepped into my abundant life by fully living in alignment, which meant I had to say goodbye to my old ways, my past self. I had to say goodbye to the parts of me that were underneath it all, running the show. And that is a lot of the work that you have to do. It's a lot of shadow work. It is. I know it kind of feels like maybe you could skip that part, but you cannot. Because you'll always be moving from a place of wounded and not healed. And that doesn't mean that we heal, like I said, and everything is great. It just means that you've got the parts of you which were your core wound, you know what they are, and they're right beside you, and you're leading with them instead of fighting against them. And therefore, when something happens in your life and where you feel that fear, but you're like, oh yeah, no, I know this is for me, you lead for it. Women are taught for so long not to listen to their intuition, and it takes them more and more and more away from their fulfillment, from their aligned path, because the universe, God, always wants to be there for you. There is no they are doing everything to provide for you, and you saying no constantly is basically saying like you don't receive that energy and you don't want to change and step into fulfillment. So, if you are ready to dive a bit deeper into this, the Dark Feminine Wealth Codes is below. Like I said before, it is like your complete personalized blueprint for your wealth and identity rebirth. It has everything in it that you need. Personally, that's what I think. And if your body is ready for it, if it feels like a yes, then it is linked below. And I also have my softer initiation into this, which is my 5-day wealth portal. It is completely free, and it's like a kind of little dip in the water type vibe of the Dark Feminine Wealth Codes. It has a very small aspect of it, but it does help you to start this journey. I just want to say, if you're feeling stuck, just know that these cycles you're repeating, you're being made to repeat, are most likely maybe not from you, and they are not yours to carry. So you just got to release them. You just got to let things flow the way they're meant to flow, especially with this time with the transit in Pisces North Node. Is like, just let it go. Just go with the flow, see what happens, lead with your intuition, step into your spiritual side, um, and just whatever is happening to you right now, it is meant to happen. It is like literally your destiny, it is your path. It might be happening on a smaller scale, and on that, if you are saying no to everything that is happening right now, you will be stuck in that south node for the moments until you decide to actually say yes to something that is new. It's not like we wake up one day and everyone that is aligned for us enters our life. We say yes to experiences that are given to us, and those change our life. And then eventually we walk into that soul aligned path. But if we say no to everything, we are not walking into that soul aligned path. Let me know in the comments if you want to learn more about the transits with Pisces and Virgo. Just checking my mic was on. The transits of North Node in Pisces and South Node in Virgo. If you would like to know that, then let me know in the comments and I will definitely film that for you guys. I just want to say I'm so grateful for this space right now, even with this chaos that's happening around me. I am just so grateful to be able to have finally found my path. I am past 35 years old and I feel like I have found my path, I found my destiny. So if someone is in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 20s, and they feel lost, just know like I had a very long time of feeling like that. And it has only been in the grand scheme of 35 years, it's only been in a very short time that I have finally found what I am meant to do. And my like the clouds have lifted, everything feels great, and I really want that for every single one of you. I genuinely do, and I'm so grateful for you watching this. I'm so grateful for you subscribing to me. I am so grateful for all of this because for a really long time I didn't think any of this would happen. And yeah, I'm gonna get emotional. But thank you so much. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.